In this video, I want to show you 2 ways to set up Firebase as your database in FlutterFlow. And those 2 ways are 1, to let FlutterFlow set it up for you, or 2, if you already have a Firebase project, I'll show you how to connect that in FlutterFlow. Okay, so first, letting FlutterFlow do the work. So I've created a new project here. It's a rental property app. And because this setup Firebase toggle is on, when I go to the next screen, you've got this option. And you can just click this for FlutterFlow to set up your Firebase project for you. But maybe you've been building for a while, waiting to set up your backend. So let me show you how to access this. Same option, even if you bypass it in the beginning. So we're just going to go back here and going to skip this. And if you come into your settings down here into Firebase, you've got those same options. So let's just create a project. It's going to default to the same name as your project, which is great. And then you just select a region. Now, this location is the location of your database. So you want this to be closest to where most of your users are. And it'll normally default to the correct location. And it does for me. Next, you sign in with Google. If you're not currently signed into any of your Google accounts, then you're going to need to sign in here. But if you are, you want to select which Google account you want this Firebase project registered under, and then just select it. Great. Now FlutterFlow is creating your Firebase project, and it should just take a few minutes. Now, while this is working, you can keep on designing in FlutterFlow. So I'll see you back in a few minutes. Beautiful. It's set up. So now there's a Firebase project registered under your Gmail account. And it's just a normal Firebase project. And if you want to go see it, you can just click on this button right here. There we've got our project name, and if you come into project settings, you can see that we've got the same project ID right there. Next, if you need authentication for your project, then we need to click on here and enable it in Firebase. We're going to do another video on authentication, but we do need to turn it on for another reason, and that is FlutterFlow's Content Manager. The Content Manager is how you will see and manage the documents in your Firestore collections. And in order to use that in FlutterFlow, you need to enable auth. So let's go do that. It's as simple as get started. You can select just email and password for now, enable it, and save. And that's it. Let's jump back over. Next, if you're going to use storage, then you need to enable that on Firebase as well. That is, if you're going to store any media like images. So let's go over there and just click get started. We're going to start in test mode. This will widen up the security rules for 30 days while you're developing your app. When it's time to deploy your app, you'll want to change these security settings so that only the users that should have access do have access. Okay, next, we've already set our default location. That's great. And it's creating our storage bucket. And there we go, it's set up. Next, we need to auto-generate our config files. This will just auto-generate keys that FlutterFlow will need to communicate with Firebase. Great, we're all set up, and you can see those errors went away. Beautiful. So our Firebase project is set up, it's connected to FlutterFlow. Now we need to get some data in here. And you do that over here in our Firebase tab. This is a rental app we're building, so we're gonna need a collection of properties. And if you're not familiar with Firebase, a collection is like a table in SQL. Next, we need our schema or our fields, things like the cost of each rental property and the name of it. And you can either start with a template collection with the most common fields and schema architecture. You can also generate it with AI. So you could say rental properties, and it'll generate this schema. And of course, you can delete any fields that you don't want and add more fields later. But I've already got a CSV that I want to import. So I'm going to come over here to manage content. This will open up the content manager. Let me show you what the CSV looks like. So I've got one sheet right here with all of these fields right here. So I'm just going to export it. And let's upload it. Upload CSV. And here's where you will map the data types. That is, for each column of data, you're telling FlutterFlow what kind of data it is. And by default, normally they'll be correct, but often there's going to be data that could be multiple different types of data. So over here, this could be treated as an integer, a double, a string, or a unique ID. Now, I have an ID field here, and if I want this to be the unique ID of each Firestore document, I could map it there. If I didn't do this, and I just set it to something like integer, then FlutterFlow will auto-generate unique IDs for each document. So review each column and make sure you're setting it to the data type you want it to be. So this all looks good. And notice it even recognized that this is an image path. Beautiful. So now we just want to validate it and import. Great, it's finished. You can see what fields have been added, and great. So now we've imported all of our data, and you can come in here and you can edit any of the data, or you can add new data. and it's all ready to go to be bound in your app. So that's the first way to set up a Firebase project. But what if you already have a Firebase project and you want to connect it to your FlutterFlow project? Well, let's look at that. So we're back in our Firebase settings, and we're actually going to do this in this project. And we're going to do that by removing this project. And we're just going to delete that ID out of there, and we can just delete these config files as well. So now we've got nothing. The last thing we need to do is to get rid of that collection. That was that collection that was created when we imported our data. So you can just come over here and delete the collection. Now, this is just deleting FlutterFlow's representation of the structure of the data, not the data itself. So your data is safe in Firebase. Now this is just a bare project with no connection to Firebase. Now, we're going to need to do two things. We're going to need the project ID, and we're going to need to set up a service account so that FlutterFlow has access to your Firebase project. So let's do those two things. So we're here in Firebase, and you want to come into users and permissions. You want to add a member, and this is going to be Firebase at flutterflow.io, and the role will be editor. Add member, and we need to give this 2 more permissions in Google Cloud, so just click down here. So there's that account we just set up, so we want to come in here and add another role that will be service account user, and 1 more for Cloud Functions Admin. Beautiful. Save that and jump back over to Firebase. Now we just need that project ID. So let's grab this here, copy that, and paste it in and connect. Beautiful, it's connected. Now, same thing as before. If you need authentication, you can set it up. We've already done that. Or if you're going to use a content manager, you need to set that up and enable storage. And we've already done both of those things. And auto-generate config files. Beautiful. All right, so we're connected now. The next step is to get some data in here. So we need to define our collections and schema. So we come over here and we set up a collection, and this collection has to be identical to the collection name in Firestore. So ours is lowercase properties and create. Next, you want to set up your schema. Once again, this has to be identical to the schema in Firebase. So we're going to start from scratch and just fill this out. We've got an ID, you set the data type, whether it's a list or not, and accept. And beautiful, it's done. To double check that you've added your schema correctly and you haven't made any typos, it's good to come into your content manager here and see that all the data has populated properly. You can see I'm missing some bathroom right here, which tells me I've made some mistake. So let's go over to Firestore and come over here to our database. And when I look right here, I can see it's bathrooms, plural, and I by accident made it singular. So let's go change that. So we'll delete that and just add in bathrooms. Beautiful. Let's refresh. And now it's coming in correctly. Beautiful. And those are the 2 ways to integrate Firebase into your FlutterFlow project.